What's up, guys? It's your boy the Mac, and mahalo for joining me for another exciting and head-scratching episode of Insane Disappearances. Got another case to read for you today. This one is about Fernand Martin. Now Fernand Martin, he went missing on 04-24-64 on the north side of Pakashkan Lake in in Ontario, Canada. He was at the age of 36 when he disappeared. He was like 5'10", 180 pounds. Pakashkan Lake is northwest of Thunder Bay, in an isolated area near Brightston River Provincial Park. A portion of the lake borders to the park on the western edge. Pakashkan Lake has a remote outpost at the northern end of the lake that isn't visited often and rarely visited in April. Fernand Martin was a trapper and had lines set in early April. He went back into the area to check his traps and never returned. No evidence was ever found. Okay, now I've always heard that there is a lot of disappearances in Canada, and then you got British Columbia, you got this place called Hogback Lake, which is in I'm trying to remember the name. That's in Vanderhoof, British Columbia, which is of course another part of Canada. This is where that famous case about Madison Scott came from. This is like one of the, like I said before on one of my earlier videos, this is one of the reasons why I got into all this, trying to make people aware of what's going on out there with these disappearances. But yeah, this one right here, he was just doing a regular everyday thing. He was a trapper, and he was checking on his traps, and somewhere between point A and point B, he disappeared. So he basically walked into a doorway and just vanished without a trace. I know a lot of people may say you're nuts, there's no such thing, or there's got to be a better reason for that. You can't just come up with a reason like that. Just say someone disappeared because there's no evidence. Well, one thing I do also know about Canada and certain parts of Canada, like British Columbia, it has a lot of vegetation, a lot of trees, branches, and it's just littered with a lot of areas that you can barely walk in. So if a person is to disappear, or if they're killed, like say on the Highway of Tears, they can throw them into the wilderness and they probably never even be found, depending on where they look. Because I've seen those areas and it's very, very thick vegetation. It's got a lot of down trees and mossy areas, probably a couple of swamps, but it's definitely a lot of foresty areas. So, but as far as he goes, he just was checking his traps. It was normal everyday thing for him, and he just vanished, without a trace. There's a lot of cases like that where people just disappear and there's no evidence indicating why they disappeared or where they disappeared. They just gone. So hopefully one day we can find some answers. But I'm going to be, as usual, looking into these cases and making sure that everyone knows what's going on out there. I got another case that I'm looking into about a young black man that was found in Death Valley, disemboweled of all of his organs, including his heart and his eyeballs. The young black African American from right here in Atlanta, Georgia. He actually left Atlanta to go live his dream of being a model and an actor. Going to Hollywood like most people do. Now, the one thing about people that want to do that, a lot of them, they start out, it's like a lot of people have a lot of problems when they try to start out fresh in Hollywood. They end up being homeless for a while and they start directly from the bottom. Some of them kidnap, some of them disappear into the the bowels of Hollywood. You know, they do all sorts of things just to get to where they are today. Some of them do end up dead. So who knows what really happened to him? I just know that he was found in a car in Death Valley with no guts, no heart, and no eyeballs. So I'm going to be looking into that. And up until right now, there is no cause of death as to what happened. You know, so that's a pretty crazy and gory case. So I'm going to be looking more into that, and I'll get back at you guys about that case and of course others as well. So always imparting aloha, mahalo, and hui ho. Hang loose, guys. See you guys.